o'clock, NBC5's Abby Isaacs spoke with women from Vermont who are ready to hit the road.
One look at Facebook shows an estimated 200,000 people are expected at Saturday's Women's March on Washington. Some of those are Vermonters.
And I think it's a really important moment to be in our nation's capital and be there with thousands of women from all over the country.
Kayla Sullivan meals prepared for her trip to D.C. Thursday night.
I've made snacks because it's going to be a long day and I don't know how we're going to be able to get food.
She's traveling over 500 miles for the cause.
I think this march symbolizes the power that women have, and we want to come together and celebrate what we can do, but also understand that we have a lot of work to do as women to have equal rights as men.
Kayla's going with her mom. Anna Grady is going with her friends.
I'm really excited, but it's going to be a big crowd. It's going to be pretty chaotic down there.
Grady had dinner with her group as they came up with a game plan for the next 2 days.
Just to talk about logistics for tomorrow and have a plan for if we get separated in this mass crowd.
A crowd she believes will show unity around issues she deeply cares about.
Ensuring that the United States stays a country that's all about diversity and welcoming people from all different backgrounds.
Grady says she's proud to do her part and is stunned by the support this march is getting nationwide.
I've gotten lots of responses from friends and family all across the country that are going to marches of their own. So that to me is really impressive and exciting and exhilarating that maybe we can make a difference.
In Burlington, Abby Isaacs, NBC5 News.
About 55 people will be boarding a bus Friday night to leave for the Women's March in Washington, D.C. People gathered at the First Presbyterian Church in Plattsburgh to make posters for two marches, the one in D.C., the other in Plattsburgh. The march in Plattsburgh starts at 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon at the Durkee Street lot. It's expected to last about 2 hours.
Assemblyman Billy Jones has announced he will be serving on 5 committees. He's been appointed to Aging, Agriculture, Economic Development, Small Business, and Tourism committees. Jones says he will use his positions to help New York Assembly District 115. He says he'll do things like try to promote tourism in the Adirondacks and help rural communities facing very low milk prices. Governor Phil Scott has appointed a new state's attorney for Chittenden County. Sarah George has served as deputy state's attorney since 2011. She has also been lead prosecutor for domestic violence cases in the county for over 2 years. George will replace TJ Donovan, who is now the Vermont Attorney General.
The new forecast for Vermont's economy was released in Montpelier today. Economists say softer corporate profits are contributing to a slight downgrade in tax revenues expected for the next 2 years. Consumer spending and the tourism sector appear solid. Economists also say the tight labor market is forcing many employers to pay more to attract workers. The state is also one of only 3 in the country that is losing population. Here's Governor Phil Scott's reaction.
Concerning to me that corporate revenue is down. The good news is it appears that wages are going up. That is good news. And we would like Vermonters to earn more money, but we need to make sure that our businesses can survive.
In the end, state leaders formally downgraded the revenue outlook slightly, about 2% this year and 1% for 2018. Governor Scott says he'll use unspent tobacco and Medicaid funds to close the gap this year. He's scheduled to release his budget recommendations next Tuesday.
The New York Department of Labor says 9,000 private sector jobs were added in December. The state's unemployment rate dropped to 0.2%. That equates to more than 25,000 more employed New Yorkers. The state's unemployment rate is still higher than the national rate for December, which is 4.7%.
Neighbors in a small Vermont town want answers after an 81-year-old woman was stabbed to death in her own home 2 weeks ago. New tonight at 10 o'clock, NBC5's Renee Wunderlich was at a community meeting where residents voiced concerns to state police.
Neighbors here in this quiet town say they're growing more and more concerned after a recent homicide and reports of several burglaries in the last 2 weeks.
It's not just frustration, it's fear.
Close to 200 people from the East Arlington community packed this church to talk with state police. Recent events have many feeling frightened for their families.
I have 2 daughters, and they're scared to death to walk home from school.
Earlier this month, 81-year-old Helen Jones was found stabbed to death in her Arlington home. Detectives say they found evidence of forced entry. A week after Jones's death, hazmat teams searched a house on East Arlington Road.
Is there any relationship between the homicide and the hazmat incident on East Arlington Road? Or can you put to bed tonight that there is no relationship?
State police won't comment on the active death investigation or the search of the nearby home by hazmat teams.
Until we can prove or disprove every avenue, we're not prepared to say yes or no.
Now, neighbors were telling me they were hoping for more information as they continue to lock their doors and windows each night. Police are asking them all to stay patient. In East Arlington, Renee Wunderlich, NBC5 News.
The father of the late Desiree Sheldon will be getting a $500,000 settlement from the state of Vermont. The 2-year-old died in February 2014 from severe head trauma. Her stepfather, Dennis Doobie, pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. The family was under the supervision of the Department for Children and Families, and the agency came under intense scrutiny. Desiree's father, Willis Sheldon, sued the state, saying it breached its duties to protect the child. His lawyers say the case was settled in November. A portion of the money will be put in a trust fund for Desiree's half-sister.
Vermont State Police say they found more than 1,000 bags of heroin during a traffic stop in Mount Tabor. This afternoon, officers stopped a Buick on U.S. Route 7 for speeding. During that search, police found about 1,400 bags of heroin. 42-year-old Scott Racine of Middlebury and 36-year-old Jonathan Gallagher of Rutland were arrested for allegedly trafficking and importing the heroin. Burlington police have arrested 2 men as part of an ongoing drug trafficking investigation. Police say known drug users have been coming and going from a home on Willard Street. Well, this morning, officers along with U.S. Marshals and the ATF searched the home. They found 2 guns, cocaine, marijuana, and cash. 29-year-old Gary Carter and 31-year-old Naquan Bowie were arrested and now face weapons charges.
Vermont State Police are investigating 2 burglaries and a theft in Bethel. Just after 7:30 this morning, police got a call about a burglary at the food shelf at the United Church of Bethel. Police say someone broke several doors inside the building as well. Shortly after, troopers were told about another burglary at the Bethel Depot on Main Street. Then police heard about a theft located between the other burglaries. Someone stole items from an unlocked car.
The nation's annual homeless count is set for next week, and preparations for Chittenden County are already underway. The point-in-time count survey is required by the Agency of Housing and Urban Development. In Chittenden County, several organizations will begin in shelters and then head out to local encampments. Last year, the county saw a 30 to 35% decrease in homelessness.
Recently, we received over $1.4 million in funding from HUD for our homeless programs. And in order to get that money, in order to continue to get those funds, we have to do this survey and we have to show progress.
If you'd like to volunteer to help with this year's count, head to our website, mynbc5.com, and click on this story. Imagine walking down the street and finding signed photos from your favorite celebrities. That's exactly what's going on in New York City.
Ooh, I like that. And in Los Angeles, it was the people's turn to pick out the awards. Coming up, we'll tell you which singers and movie stars won big.
Also coming up, we're going to let you know how long it's going to be this warm. And it's going to be a chunk of days here. First alert weather is coming out.
From the glitz and glam of Hollywood to the foods we eat to treat ourselves, here are the stories that are trending at 10 this evening.
Let's start with the people, and they have spoken, choosing their favorites among the rich and the famous. Comedian Joel McHale hosted the 43rd Annual People's Choice Awards on Wednesday night. Some big moments of the night. Ellen DeGeneres won 3 awards, bringing her total to 20. That makes her the most decorated winner in the awards show's history. Fans show love for Justin Timberlake. He won 2 awards, including Favorite Song for Can't Stop the Feeling, and Tyler Perry was honored as Favorite Humanitarian.
And you still have time to pop some kernels in the microwave in celebration of National Popcorn Day. The topic was trending on Twitter today as people shared their pictures and GIFs of, I thought that said GIFs at first. GIFs of the tasty treats Americans eat. 13 billion quarts of popcorn a year. That's more than any other country in the world. They probably use that many GIFs as well.
Speaking of food, fans of New York's famous Carnegie Deli are getting a chance to keep the restaurant's memory alive. The deli closed on December 31st after serving up sandwiches for almost 80 years. Well, Wednesday night, people found the signed pictures of celebrities that once hung on the deli's walls in a box on the curb. The owners say they left them to do something nice for the neighborhood.
Wow.
About that, just walking by and there might be a picture of Jerry Seinfeld, you know?
And signed.
And signed.
Too.
And boy, that would go for a lot on eBay.
Yeah, you would think so. Do you really think they did that by accident? I mean, for the people? That kind of sounds sketchy to me.
Yeah,
sounds nice if they did it. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll go with it.
We'll go with it, or someone was in big trouble.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. Hey, almost hit 40 degrees today. Not quite in the Champlain Valley, topping out at 39, and the average high this time of year, 27 degrees. You know, we talked about this yesterday. This normally the coldest time of the year. I mean, 27 is the lowest high temperature for a normal that we see, and it happens for a few weeks, but it just doesn't feel like it because, well, it's not happening outside. Records for the day, 65, 24 below. That's not an issue at all. Temperatures have not moved much at all in hours. Look at this, 33 Plattsburgh, 36 degrees, that's Burlington. We're doing a 31 in Saranac Lake, even freezing, Montpelier, same kind of thing down in Keene right now. First alert storm tracker, most of us just looking at a lot of clouds, but I want to bring to your attention what's going on in Washington, D.C. Of course, all eyes on this area right here. Tonight turned out to be real nice, and as you saw, we had the footage just a few minutes ago with the concerts that were happening there. Tomorrow, not so lucky. They're going to have some rain to deal with. Look at this system from the Great Lakes all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico. This is going to affect us mainly with clouds. We're not expecting a lot of rain around here, but this whole thing is going to kind of pinwheel a little bit, and it's going to bring some rain into the D.C. area. Because of that, for Inauguration Day coming up, you're going to see some umbrellas on TV. Our coverage gets underway 10 o'clock in the morning. NBC is really ramping up for this, of course. Rain showers expected in Washington, 45 degrees at that hour. And then by noon into the afternoon, some scattered rain showers, even drizzle at times. Temperatures remaining in the 40s, maybe just touching 50 degrees. But again, it's going to be kind of wet out there. Now, let's come on back home. What can we expect here tomorrow? Well, clouds in the morning. And then I think we're going to find some sunshine by the afternoon. So slowly but surely, the sky is getting brighter, and we are looking at a high temperature of about 40 degrees. Okay, Futurecast. We're looking ahead, 1 o'clock in the morning, pretty darn cloudy out there. We'll take you through the overnight. To the south, off to the east, places like the Connecticut Valley, you may see a little bit of sunshine first thing tomorrow morning, and then the rest of us finding some sun later in the day. You can see how things beginning to thin out cloud-wise to the north by lunchtime, and then into the afternoon especially, although central Vermont points east from there is cloudy, figure by 4:30 in the afternoon. Then the clouds thickening up for everybody. I've got to throw out the chance for a rain shower Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. Otherwise, I think it's just going to be a cloudy day. So that chance for a shower or two, first thing in the morning, not lasting very long. Then clouds that night, and Sunday, we're going to do it again with the chance for a lot of clouds around and maybe just a rain or a snow shower on down into southern Vermont. Now for tonight, 29 degrees for a low. It's going to be cloudy, very mild for this time of year. For tomorrow, all right, we've got clouds in the morning and then increasing sunshine. 39 Plattsburgh, E-Town at 40 degrees, Lake Placid topping out at 40 degrees as well. Clouds giving way to sunshine in Burlington, 40, 38 in Barry, Woodsville at 39 degrees. It will be brighter in the afternoon in Littleton, where it's going to be 39. Middlebury, 41 degrees, and again, clouds giving way to sun. Castleton, 43. Brattleboro, same thing at 43 degrees. Here you go on the 5-day, 40 to 42 on Saturday. So a little sunshine by the afternoon. Friday, Saturday is going to be a cloudy day. Just that chance for a shower in the morning. 42 on Sunday. I think it is going to be a mostly cloudy day. Monday, we've got the chance for some rain and snow showers around 38. Right now, Tuesday looks kind of nasty with rain or snow. We'll see exactly where this low goes. It is going to be a windy day, 36. Then the chance for some rain or snow kind of on and off, not a steady thing on Wednesday, Thursday. The high on Wednesday, 39, and Thursday, 37.